Welcome to Holy Heroes Lenten Adventure. I'm Margaret, one of your guides. Today we are going to talk about this Sunday's Mass. This Sunday is Palm Sunday, so it is a little bit different than most Sunday Masses.
Before Mass even begins, the priest will read the Gospel about when Jesus entered into Jerusalem on the back of a donkey. Sometimes the priest will read this Gospel outside the church. In the Gospel, a great crowd of people got palm branches and came to meet Jesus. The crowd shouted, "Hosanna! Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. Blessed is the King of Israel." That is how the crowd met Jesus just a few days before they would shout to have him crucified.
Then Mass will begin and there will be another Gospel reading during Mass. This year the Gospel is from Luke. It is a very long reading, so we will just show the main part of Jesus' passion and death according to Luke.
When the hour came, Jesus took his place at table with the apostles. He said to them, "I have eagerly desired to eat this Passover with you before I suffer. For I tell you, I shall not eat it again until there is fulfillment in the kingdom of God." Then he took the bread, said the blessing, broke it, and gave it to them, saying, "This is my body, which will be given for you. Do this in memory of me." And likewise the cup after they had eaten, saying, "This cup is the new covenant in my blood, which will be shed for you." Then Jesus said that one of the apostles who was with him will betray him. And Jesus told Peter that Peter will deny him 3 times before the cock crows. Then he went, as was his custom, to the Mount of Olives, and the disciples followed him. When he arrived at the place, he said to them, "Pray that you may not undergo the test." After withdrawing from them and kneeling, he prayed, saying, "Father, if you are willing, take this cup away from me. Still, not my will, but yours be done." He was in such agony, and he prayed so fervently that his sweat became like drops of blood falling on the ground. When he rose from prayer and returned to his disciples, he found them sleeping from grief. He said to them, "Why are you sleeping? Get up and pray that you may not undergo the test." While he was still speaking, a crowd approached, and in front was one of the 12, a man named Judas. He went up to Jesus to kiss him. Jesus said to him, "Judas, are you betraying the Son of Man with a kiss?" And Jesus said to the chief priests and the temple guards and the elders who had come for him, "Have you come out as against a robber with swords and clubs? Day after day I was with you in the temple area, and you did not seize me, but this is your hour, the time for the power of darkness." After arresting Jesus, they led him away and took him into the house of the high priest. Peter was following at a distance. When a maid saw Peter, she looked intently at him and said, "This man too was with Jesus." But he denied it, saying, "Woman, I do not know him." A short while later, someone else saw him and said, "You too are one of them." But Peter answered, "My friend, I am not." About an hour later, still another insisted, "Assuredly, this man too was with Jesus, for he also is a Galilean." But Peter said, "My friend, I do not know what you are talking about." Just as he was saying this, the cock crowed, and the Lord turned and looked at Peter, and Peter remembered the word of the Lord, how he had said to him, "Before the cock crows today, you will deny me 3 times." Peter went out and began to weep bitterly. Jesus was brought before the priests of the temple. The priests asked Jesus if he was the Son of God, and Jesus answered, "You say that I am." Then the priests became very angry and decided that Jesus should be put to death.